Alright guys, we're back. I got everything potted up here and ended up bringing it into the hoop house here, and I lined them all out with the rest of the plants you saw earlier. It all went pretty smooth. Anyway, I'm going to show you right now about the fertilizer I use and then how to get rid of weeds, because if you've ever done anything like this, you'll find really quickly in a nice humid hoop house like this in the summer, when you're keeping everything watered, weeds can be a really big problem. And you will start getting tons of weeds right in your pots, and you do not want to weed 400 pots of plants. It's just ridiculous. And I took a chance one year and it worked out perfect. I'll go ahead and show you that first. So for weeds, I just use this right here, Preen. I've used Casseron in the past. Just any good old pre-emergent. It prevents seeds from sprouting. And I don't even know if this is legal on video here, but it's free advertising for the company. Anyway, I don't endorse that company. I've used Casseron in the past. Any pre-emergent that prevents weed seeds from actually sprouting. And you want to look on the label. There's always a label on the back of the box, and it'll tell you what plants it's okay to use on. Rhododendrons are really hardy, and it works great for them. It actually works great for most landscape plants. So all I do is make sure you got gloves, because this is a chemical. But I just grab a little handful of this stuff, and I don't get too carried away. I just lightly sprinkle right over the tops of them and get some of that pre-emergent in there. It don't matter where it falls, I don't really care. It'll go right on the leaves and all of it. It's not going to hurt these plants at all. Like I said, it's a chemical that actually prevents the seeds from sprouting, which is different from established plants that are already growing. So it's nothing you got to worry too much about. And I did this last year for the first time with all the 1-gallon pots down the way there, and it worked beautifully. I didn't have one dead plant because of it. I didn't have any ill effects. It worked great. It was just there were no weeds all summer in these pots, and I knew right then I had struck gold. So anyway, once you got that done, you're going to see it on the leaves. It doesn't matter. You're going to wash it all off when you water them. Then I use a commercial fertilizer. It's called Apex, or that's the company it's made by. And you can use any fertilizer that fits the plant you're propagating, but rhododendrons need real acid soil. So this is the right type of nitrogen and the right type of acidity for these rhododendrons. It's a slow release fertilizer that lasts about 4 to 6 months depending on the weather. So anyway, I just take a tablespoon of this stuff and sprinkle it right in the bucket. I don't get too carried away there. Just kind of sprinkle it around the plant, make it quick so you can move on to the next project. It doesn't got to be perfect. This is not rocket science. You know, speaking of rocket science, one of the things I love about these things, for years I grew up on a pig farm. My dad had pigs, and that's how he made most of his money for a lot of years. And we had over 100 pigs on there at a time. They'd break out in the middle of the night. They'd get messy. They were a real pain in the butt. He loved them though. But one thing that's different about plants that I just love, that you don't have to worry about, is they don't poop and they don't eat. This is as close to eating as it comes. And then you water them, and that's about it. And they grow beautifully. And if you talk to them like I am right now, I'm just kidding. They'll grow beautifully. Anyway, so that's what I do for fertilizer and weed control. Now I'll water all those in, and I won't have to touch these things again other than just watering them through the summer. And by next year, they'll look just like the ones you saw down the way in the 1-gallon pots. Anybody can do this stuff right from their own backyard. Like I said, this is not rocket science, and you'll have next year all these plants, every single one of them, be a $20 plant all day long. There's about, what I count up there, there's almost 50 plants right there, just over 50 plants, 20 bucks a piece. There's $1,000 right there, and you could do that in your own backyard. It didn't take up any space. Anyway, that's all for now. Spring's coming on here, and I'm going to be taking some trips to some local rhododendron nurseries, and I'll take some pics and videos of it. So just kind of keep watching and see what unfolds here. All right, thanks again.